let us all do we can to build a better future.
The UK government, a member of parliament, wagging its finger at a private company dictating who they can and cannot have on their platform. Now, listen, due process has to take place. This is no longer 2016. And look, I understand it. There are people in positions of power, men, and yes, women, that abuse people who are of lesser status. We understand it. And I want to make it very clear because I guess some people are upset, in my opinion, on where I stand with Russell Brand, right? Anyone that abuses another person in a position of power must be held accountable. However, the internet mob is not a reliable source. Due process and the courts must take place. Okay? It's very easy for somebody to say, cancel this, hang them immediately. But the thing is, and this is the key word, proof, evidence, proof, evidence, proof, evidence, proof. It's not 2016 anymore. And I get that people easily get triggered in this day and age, and social media has a blurring effect where we lose our ability to ascertain the whole situation. But I've seen enough BS from 2016 onwards of cancel culture, okay? And yes, there are SJWs on the right, there are SJWs on the left, and what I want to say to both sides is calm the hell down. The bigger concern is you have a government now, elected representatives, not the courts, not the police, not anything evidence showing wise of anything bad that Russell Brand has did. You have a government official going to Rumble and saying to the CEO of Rumble, take down Russell Brand. Make sure he's not monetized because YouTube demonetized, and YouTube, you were wrong in this, demonetized Russell Brand's account. Now, I get that Russell Brand is a very rich individual. He's an actor. He's a successful commentator, all of that, all right? He's going to be okay. Well, for the time being, he's going to be okay for the time being. But I believe, and again, a free speech and due process. And his channel must be immediately remonetized because I don't like the precedent that this is setting for other YouTube content creators because now I don't know what kind of Pandora's box has been open, but imagine, I don't know, YouTube deciding to silence the Jimmy Dore show, Due Dissidents, Hard Lens Media, Revolutionary Black. Oh, wait, it's already done that. But now it's going to be intensified even further. You see where I'm going with this? Now, Rumble did something that I hope someday YouTube, maybe has a change in management, decides to adopt. I don't see that happening, though. Rumble pushed back. So I want to pull up this article here from RT, just to trigger the liberals. And to anyone that says I'm being apologetic to the actions of Russell Brand, no, I believe in due process. And in regards to my opinion, to how I've seen the actions of Me Too and Time's Up, and none of you have to agree with me. None of you have to. But my opinion on this whole thing with Russell Brand, and I believe in being consistent, is I believe Russell Brand is innocent. And I believe that this is a hit job. I believe this is a slander. And I stand in solidarity with him. And when he is ready, hey, Russell, go on Joe Rogan, go on the Jimmy Dore show. Hell, you're welcome to come on to Hard Lens Media. We'd be more than happy to hear your side of the story, as we should, because the establishment media is portraying this image of Russell Brand, which I find complete BS. And if that offends you, then go watch something else. The world is not a liberal arts college. The world is brutal and harsh. So, UK MPs called to demonetize Russell Brand's rejected. So there you go. So Toronto-based online video sharing platform Rumble has rejected what it called a deeply inappropriate question posed by a UK Parliament member, a member of the UK Parliament, who had asked if the website intended to join YouTube in demonetizing Russell Brand's channel after a string of sexual assault allegations were made against the actor and comedian. Which again, evidence. You can make an accusation, evidence and proof. And by the way, before anyone says, look at Channel 4's documentary, I did. Glenn Greenwald is right. It's a theatrical show. The victims are being played by actors. And then they have that spooky, deep music. Boom, boom. Get out of here. Now, in a statement issued on X, formerly known as Twitter, call it Phoenix, on Wednesday, Rumble chief executive Chris Pavlovski wrote that it was deeply inappropriate and dangerous for Caroline Dingleberry, the conservative chair of the Culture, Media, and Sports Committee, to question if Brand should be permitted to publish content and earn money via the website. Singling out an individual and demanding Brand's ban is even more disturbing, given the absence of any connection between the allegations and his content on Rumble. Again, the statement continues on, where no one arbitrarily dictates which ideas can or cannot be heard, or which citizens may or may not be entitled to a platform. Now, again, the member of parliament, Miss Caroline, inquiry to Rumble follows YouTube's announcement on Tuesday that it was suspending Brand's ability to receive advertising revenue for posting video content to his audience of more than 6.6 million awakening wonders. It has been established that Brand makes approximately $61,000 per month from YouTube revenue, to which I have to say, reinstate and remonetize. And I do encourage my audience to politely tweet at YouTube and tell them to reinstate and remonetize Russell Brand's account, because this is a complete attack. Now, I want to pull up this video here from a good friend of the show, Nico House, who's been speaking truth to power. If you're not following Nico House, please do so. He was one of the many voices that shined a light on the DNC corruption, especially during the 2016 primary, where the Democratic Party, well, told the whole truth. They're a private institution that rigs primaries. Shout out to Nico House. So let's listen to this.
So the blowback for the allegations against Russell Brand have officially hit dystopian level. British Parliament, yes, that's the British government for all you Americans out there, sent a letter to TikTok and Rumble to ensure that Brand was not able to monetize his content there. What's wild is that the government in the letter admits that Brand actually didn't violate any community guidelines, and there is no legitimate reason to demonetize him. They just don't want him to be able to make money. So I have a question. Did Russell Brand in some way endanger Great Britain's national security? Are TikTok and Rumble government entities from the UK?
This is very true here. Now, again, YouTube's reasoning was that it could hurt its community, hurt the people. Listen, if a YouTube video hurts you, I'm going to treat you like a moron. I'm not going to call you a moron. Understand the difference. I'm going to treat you like one. I'm going to treat you like a moron if you get hurt by a video on social media. You have to be a very small-brained, sensitive little special snowflake for a content creator to somehow hurt you as you're watching their content. I don't know how it can be done, but I guess in this day and age, anybody can be hurt. Well, go cry me a river, okay? I don't agree with YouTube's decision, and it sets a very dangerous precedent, liberals and SJWs that believe in cancel culture, because, hey, what if one day your favorite content creator also gets silenced, right? Oh, but you don't want to talk about that, do you? No. You never do, which is why I say again, just for this video to hurt you emotionally, physically, psychologically, economically, spiritually, politically, Russell Brand is innocent. There. You like how I did all that?
By which Russell Brand is currently employed? Is Russell Brand using either of those platforms to promote or conduct illegal activity? And the answer to all of those questions, obviously, is no. So that, of course, leaves the most important question. Why the hell is the UK government involving itself with allegations in business affairs that have zero to do with the UK government? Because maybe they just told on themselves, and they're showing you that this entire situation was orchestrated on behalf of the government. And remember, in those letters, they went on to list every other way that Russell Brand has been demonetized. So they've made it clear. It was never about getting accountability for the victim. What this was always about was taking out the man who used his massive influence and made it his business to expose corruption at the highest levels, like the corruption that takes place in the UK government and the US government and YouTube and all the media companies that made it their mission to take this man down.
And if they're willing to take down Russell Brand, they're going to do that to anybody. This is why I'm against cancel culture, and which is why, again, when I look back at my early work, covering all those waste of time protests, all you activists, cancel my feelings. You're weak, you're pathetic, and I'm tired of giving you all the space you need so that you can let the world know how you feel. The world is very brutal. The world is very unforgiving. And one day, we're all going to be dead and forgotten. Don't worry. Hey, just so you know, I know where I'm going when I die. I'll be waving at all of you down below in the fiery pits of hell, all right? All of you good people are going to be in heaven. I'll be down there in hell, all right? So I'll be waving at all y'all. I'll be telling you that how the weather is down there, all right? It's going to be hot and very humid, so there you go. But nonetheless, I also want to pull up something else here too. Shout out to that Star Wars girl who says, Rose is 100% on the money here. In today's day and age, you can accuse someone of something they lose everything and get burned at the stake, all while the accuser hides back in the shadows, able to laugh with glee while their victim burns, while they suffer zero consequences. It's wrong. So let's listen to what Rose McGowan says.
Stand with all victims. I think what's being done right now in the Russell Brand case with The Guardian and the other news outlets is part of a concerted effort to turn the public in general against anybody who comes out. And one of the reasons and ways they're doing this is a concerted effort to bend journalistic rules that have always been in place, such as having to be on the record with who you are and what your name is in order to accuse. I didn't make these rules. These are the rules. They were the rules. So there's something very strange going on when these rules are being bent in order to push a narrative. It's almost like Icarus flew too close to the sun. He's a low-lying fish and not one of the truly powerful, so he can be thrown to the wolves. I don't know if he's guilty. I don't know if he's innocent. That's not what this is about. This is about driving us further apart, and mainstream media and media outlets protecting people on a higher up level from true consequence, from what they're really doing and what they're really getting away with. And the real losers in this are actual victims. I'm sorry and hurt for anybody who's been hurt. But this narrative and the way it's being done is just pushing this culture war, pushing us farther apart, and pushing any gains gotten by people believing accusers to the edge. And this is a way to have us not be believed. This is not the way the reporting is done. You have to go on the record. It has always been that way. I didn't make it so. It didn't make me happy to have to do so. Neither did it make others happy to have to do so. But to blindly and anonymously accuse, none of these high-level journalistic outlets would have ever let this be published before. So I have to ask why? Why now? What is the true narrative they're pushing?
I also want to acknowledge someone in the live stream chat. Kurt Boss says, alleged as in still innocent. That's right. That's right. Alleged. These are accusations, my friends. Accusations. I want to pull up one last final article from Forbes, and more or less talks about the same thing about how Rumble defiantly stood against, as it should, against the UK government. But also I want to read these final paragraphs here too. TikTok won't comment on the appropriateness of the request. However, according to a spokesperson, the different way in which content is monetized on the platform means that Brand was unable to make money from ads on the site. Content is monetized through TikTok's Creator Fund, of which Brand has never been part. It's not clear whether any other social media companies have received similar letters. The Cultural Media and Sports Select Committee has been approached for comment, which, again, I fear that it will not will not respond to any more commentary. However, look, innocent until proven guilty. Now, if that triggers social justice warriors, I'm sorry. But here's something that people need to start considering. And again, not to step on any toes here or feelings, but let's say, I don't know, Russell Brand is proven to be innocent and that this was an attack by media, as well as maybe 4 women that feel bitter and disenfranchised because maybe they're not with Russell Brand anymore, or their feelings are hurt because, they've been cast aside. Guess what? That happens in relationships. People shouldn't get hurt. I'm against that. People being used and manipulated. It sucks, but we've all been through that rodeo. Let's say he is proven innocent, okay? To the 4 accusers and to the corporate media that did this witch hunt against Russell Brand, did you ever stop and consider how real victims of assault and abuse would feel? Because then you put them in a very, very dangerous spot. Because what if when they do want to tell their story or come forward, people aren't going to believe them. People are going to be dismissive to them. Innocent until proven guilty. Now, what Rumble did, standing up against the UK government and that member of parliament, it's the right thing to do. Don't bow to pressure. Don't bow to the internet mob with its torches. Don't bow to somebody who says, I don't like this person. Guess what? If you don't like a comedian or a show, turn off the show. No one's holding a gun to your head. Your feelings aren't getting hurt. And if it is, it tells me that you're mentally ill, that you need help, because the internet is not real life. When I'm done doing this show, guess what? I have to engage in the real world. And the real world is unforgiving. It doesn't give a damn about any one of us, no matter what our position is in life, because we all are going to be dead someday. No debate. We're all going to be dead someday. So if you want to continue this ridiculous crusade of cancel, 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 I will be on this platform saying due process, due process, due process, which is why I believe Russell Brand, which is why, again, he is innocent. Innocent until proven guilty. I need proof. I need courts. I need to see the process taking place. So innocent until proven guilty. That goes for everyone. And Rumble did the right thing because it preserves free speech. And YouTube must reverse its decision immediately, not because it's afraid of the internet cancel culture and their feelings. No one gives a damn about anyone's feelings. That's the real truth of it. We got to come to terms with it. No one cares. No one cares. We are entering into a grim, dark future if this mentality isn't reversed. Now, are there bad people? Yes, there are. Okay? There are. But I believe in the world that the majority of us are good people. And together, we have to fight for a better future, because if we don't, we're all screwed. Rumble and the people there made the correct choice. We will win this fight for free speech, and we will someday walk out of this nightmare of a cesspool of cancel culture. And that goes for the SJWs on the right and the left. You had your time. I think people are getting tired of it. There must be real independent journalism and media. And in my perspective, Rumble seems to be the place that respects that, as it should. But that should go for all media platforms. Maybe someday I'll see that day. Maybe we all will. Just not today.